This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Rifle TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. We're at the Wembley Arena here. With me I've got Stephen Pascal Collins. A disappointing but very brave performance from Frank Buglioni.
Disappointed that Frank didn't get the win. I'm so proud of him. I'm not disappointed by his performance. His performance was great. Chudinov was tough. You know, it was a lot better than we thought he was. But you know, if you look back to the knockdown, had it been 10 seconds, 15 seconds later, Frank would have been a world champion tonight. So it wasn't meant to be. But you know what? I think he's actually proved a lot of his doubters wrong, to show that he is a great fighter and he is world class. He's going to go back to the drawing board, get a few more fights, learn from him, and come back and fight for a world title again.
I will rephrase myself. I meant a disappointing night but a brave performance. So really just say on that. Steve, what did you make of it?
You know, Frank is an improving fighter. He's getting better all the time. He answered a lot of questions.
Sorry, just pick this back up. Steve, you know, how did you assess the performance first of all?
First of all, I'm very proud of what Frank done tonight. He answered a lot of questions. He's proved he belongs at that level. He's got power, he's got heart, he's got all the ingredients. You know, it's early in his career. You know, the fight came along. Sometimes you take these chances. He could have been successful tonight. We thought he would have been. Tonight wasn't his night, but we've absolutely no doubt in the future he's going to be world champion. It's only 17, 18 fights is all he has under his belt, and he's a young man, and he's got a long way to go. He hasn't reached his full potential yet.
Deduction?
Well, it was on the bell. It was questionable. You know, either way, I thought a warning would have suited. Maybe a point deduction, then it would have been, you know, a draw. But when the referee took 2 points off, we just thought we're getting no favours here tonight, and we just felt we're going to have to knock this kid out, which may have changed Pascal's fight plan. I don't know, but I didn't agree with it. You know, it was a shame it wasn't thrown 3 seconds earlier. I don't think the kid would have got up from it, you know. But it's one of these things. It just goes to show how much power Frank has. Frank put him down and has the ability to knock out very tough guys.
At what point in the fight did you both tell him that, you know, whereas he was clearly behind on the scorecards, that he was just going to have to go for it?
I say around the last 3-4 rounds, just told Frank to push this guy back and start fighting him. But he's a dangerous fighter. He's got a lot of power. So, to be honest with you, right, that fight tonight was a great learning fight for Frank. There was no point in sending Frank out where he's going to get clipped and knocked out. So Frank was still very clever. He didn't leave his chin open to be hit. You know, he continued fighting as he started, and he proved, you know, he can stand in there, he can fight inside. He made a miss. He boxed him on the outside. So the outcome was the outcome, but we weren't worried about the outcome at that stage. The whole point was Frank Buglioni showed at this stage that he's a great fighter. He's proved a lot of his doubters wrong, and he's going to learn from this fight and come back from it. And then maybe 3-4 fights time he'll fight for a world title again, and he'll win a world title. But I tell you what, I'm so proud of him. We both are.
It's a learning process.
What did you think?
It's a learning process.
Of Frank Buglioni's performance tonight?
Listen, one of the bravest performances you'll see from anyone, because like I said, he, despite being behind, he had that puncher's chance all the way through the fight. So, you know, you saw in whatever round it was, 6 or 7, that could have happened at any point in that fight towards the later stages.
And later in the fight too, he clipped him as well, hurt him a little bit later in the fight. But you know what?
You know, when a guy gets caught, like Chudinov got caught and put down hard, that takes something out of you. I think Chudinov may have won the title tonight, but he may come out a lesser fighter. I think Frank's going to come out more confident and stronger mentally, and when he realises how tough and how good he is. Chudinov was put down and was almost out. You know, was almost out, and that's going to, you know, to me, he's kind of lost more, although he still holds the title.
Was Chudinov a better opponent than what you expected him to be?
No, he kind of, yeah. He was. He's kind of improved even since the last fight against Felix Storm. He's similar style, but
I put it to
he's
this
a world
way.
champion.
Chudinov was a better fighter tonight because he was up in against a better opponent. He raised his game. It's the best performance you've ever seen from Chudinov, and he may never perform as well again in his career. He raised his game because he knew he was up against a great champion. That's why he took the extension to prepare for this fight and brought in Roy Jones. And that's the best you'll ever see. Well, best we have seen of Chudinov so far.
In hindsight, could you say that this was a little bit too early for Frank this fight?
A world title opportunity came. 2 other British fighters turned down the opportunity to fight for a world title. We got offered the opportunity, and we said, yeah, why not? Because as you say, in the 6th round, Frank had the power to knock this guy out. And if that had happened there, he would have been a world champion. The risk would have paid off. But what we took out of this fight was that we've learned a lot about him, and we know that he actually is good enough to be there, and one day he will be a world champion. So we are glad we took it.
The answer
Absolutely.
The answer is no. it wasn't a fight we took too early because he knocked him out. You know, he always had him out. If it had been 5 seconds earlier, he would have been
and by no means
knockout.
Frank wasn't beat up there tonight. Frank was in that fight. Frank was in that fight tonight.
What a fight! It's a great
Absolutely.
fight.
All right, well, listen, I know you want to get back, so Pascal, Steve, thanks for talking to us on
very
TV. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.